How do you feel about Yanderes? You know, one of the many different kinds of deades out there. Because I think on a grand scale, they're probably one of the more popular ones. And that's kind of counterintuitive to what their purpose is. They're the creepy ones. They're the ones that are so desperately jealous. The second that they catch a whiff of you being near someone, talking to someone, looking at someone, they will get jealous enough to want to kill you. Or they just might want to kill you just because. But despite this big glaring flaw, do you still think it's hot? Well, if you do, I got the perfect manga for you. Hi guys, I'm Bayfond, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about My Girlfriend Gives Me Goosebumps. A new, let's say, rom-com series that's coming out that's pretty interesting. I say this because of just how whacked and a little jaded our characters are in this story. Because in this story, the main heroine is a yandere. Maybe not to the extent of the murderous, bloody rage kind of stuff. Well, we haven't gotten there yet, but still. But more so, a stalkerish yandere. And the MC being the kind of guy that seeks this kind of person out. Which in itself is one of the better subversions when you're dealing with yandere characters. And the reason why I say more so rom-com is because this feels more like a psychological thriller at times. I mean, goddamn, some of the scheming, level of preparations, and the way that the characters interact with each other might as well be on the same level as like Death Note or something like that. Kind of like if you took the whole premise of Kaguya, instead of being like, oh, quirky and fun, it's something where it's like, oh, both characters are sociopaths dealing with each other. I feel like the story has a real potential to maybe go dark. But I've been teetering and tottering about talking about the story, so let's jump in. So, our main MC, Kawasuji, he's this dude that's he's an adrenaline junkie that's seeking more shocking things so that he can feel something again. Yeah, you heard me right. He's seeking that blood-curdling, makes your hair stand on its ends kind of sensation. Because recently, he hasn't been feeling that too often. And one day, he saves a girl that looks to be being bullied, jumps in, scares the apparent antagonist, and then just kind of walks away. Not knowing that this leads to a domino effect of someone being just completely obsessed with him. Because in any other manga, our female MC here would have just been a damsel in distress. Just someone for the MC to save. And this is when we get the first big, major subversion in the story. Because Tokano-san is completely unhinged. The reason that she's even in this altercation with this other person is because she's been stalking them for a while and she hasn't let go. Unbeknownst to Kawasuji. So when he saves this girl, that basically means that she can redirect all of her previous feelings onto him now. Time passes, and coincidentally, she ends up at the same high school he does. Really? What a coincidence. So then she attempts to get closer and closer to him. And at some point, this is witnessed by that other girl that was the antagonist from before, the actual victim, Rinko. And then she comes over to actually warn him and tell him all of the bullshit that's been going on. How obsessive and stalkerish Tokano can be, and how pretty much nothing is out of the realm of knowing for her. I mean, she can basically find anything about you, your name, your address, everything like that, because she's gonna be trailing you if she likes you enough. Kawasuji learns about all of these things. And in one of the boldest moves an MC can do in one of the first chapters, he asks out Tokano-san. To pretty much everyone's surprise. And in this story, it's not about him wanting to fix her, it's not about them trying to solve their own issues. No, he wants this shit to just completely bury him. He wants to feel this tension, uncomfortable at all times. He thinks he's found the perfect person to just keep him on edge at all times. And to be completely honest, yeah, it's true. If you're someone that doesn't like dense MCs, then I would say, hey, you should probably check this manga out because all of these characters are keenly aware about what the other person is doing in any given situation. Is a certain thing being done to gain leverage over the other person? Yeah, but that other person doesn't care because they like the fact that that leverage is being used on them. Maybe there's some schemes to get them to eavesdrop to reveal some personal secrets and stuff like that. Well, one character knows that they're eavesdropping, and then the other character knows that the other character is eavesdropping on top of that. Yeah, it's layered. It's a multi-layered story here. Like I said, these characters go through like mental gymnastics, but all the time they stick the landing and they're right. And I guess that's kind of what you have to do. I mean, Kawasuji as a character doesn't want to die, of course, that's not his end goal. He just wants to feel like his life's being threatened, so he's just trying to teeter-totter on that line as much as he can. And Tokano just wants someone to view her as number one. So as long as she's the first priority, she's not gonna care about anything else. Well, actually, that's a lie, because she gets jealous quite a bit. But still, that's all pretty much a part of this game here. And you can definitely feel the tension in the series. Like I said, I think this has a potential to get dark. And that's especially dealing with the character of Rinko. Because she wasn't just some one-off character that was used for like one little bit as an antagonist and then coming in to warn the MC. She actually had to stick around because she was forced to. She's not being used as a pawn between both main characters. And I would say out of all the characters, she's the one that probably has the most to lose because she has absolutely nothing to gain from this. She is just 100% a victim here, and we have absolutely no clue about what can and what will happen to her. And her being a wild card just means that we can just see her being used in a variety of different ways. But I think in the same way that the characters teeter-totter their relationships with one another, the series is balancing both its heavy elements and its light comedic scenes, especially when looking at the contrast between the scenes. When you look at Takano's eyes, basically that tells you the entire story there. If they're light, shining, and shimmering, you can just pass over the panel to someone and they're gonna think that it's fluff, something that they would just think is heartwarming and adorable. Vice versa, when her eyes look dead, this could easily be pages from a horror manga. And I think there's definitely enough here to keep the audience on edge as well. Whether you like rom-coms because you like that slice of life feel, or if you like something more serious, I think you're probably gonna be able to get something from this series. There's only about 5 or so chapters out right now, but I think it has the potential to be pretty good. I think if they're able to keep up the pace with the shenanigans, they're gonna be just fine. And with that, I think that wraps up this new manga that I just wanted to share with y'all. Check it out if you want, or don't, feel free not to. And as always, I was Bayfond, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.